Welcome back to Pio Thoughts, episode, I'm pretty sure 9? I'm not sure. It's been a long time. I missed you. How are you? Are you doing good? I'm glad. So, we've changed a few things up. I have a green screen now, or a desk, a sky, someone making food. I don't know what the background's going to be. But whatever it is right now, it's impressive. I'll tell you that right now. It can be whatever I want. I could be just in the sky right now. I could be in the water right now. You never know. Or I could just not have figured out the green screen, and it could just be green behind me. Who knows? I have a new microphone. Oh, thanks to my mom for the green screen, and thanks to Danny and Justin for the microphone. These were all Christmas gifts. Amazing Christmas. How was your Christmas? Yeah? That sounds great. My Christmas was great, too. Ashley, she got me a Pio Thoughts sign, and it says, Pio Thoughts Podcast established 2019. And so it looks like it looks official, okay? Because that's what it is. It's official podcast. And what else? Ashley's mom got me cheese. That's really good. I love the cheese. I'm almost done with it, and it's been like a few days. Really, it's not like it don't. Okay, by the way, I want to let you guys know it's not the old cheese. It's not like it's not the regular cheese. It's not like she got me cheddar or she got me no. She got me smoked Gouda. That's the fancy cheese. That's like where you have to go to Whole Foods for cheese. She got me like mozzarella. That's Italian. She got me smoked cheddar. Anything that's smoked is fancy. We'll tell you that right now. Smoked Gouda, smoked cheddar, fancy, and it was really good. I already ate the smoked Gouda. It was like a big block of cheese. That was good. Now let's get back into this, okay? So today I've decided for my podcast, I don't know how long I'm going to make them. I've heard that mine are a little long right now, so I'm going to try to get it at a certain section. So like there might be one where it's just complaining, maybe like about my week. Another one might be about who I am, just talking about maybe like what I've thought about. Another one might be about something that's happening. And today will be a current event one. And it'll be based on the Iran situation. Now, you guys have probably heard about Iran and all the entire war. Basically, to give a little overview of what happened, Trump had one of his soldiers, and I could be wrong on this entire thing. I'm assuming. Is this recording? Yes, it is. Okay. And basically, Trump had one of his soldiers assassinate the Iranian leader. I don't know his name. I can actually search it up for you if you want. Here, let me check, because I don't know his name. Iranian leader. Hassan Rouhani. Wait, is that the guy who died? Death? Let's see, dead? Yeah. Qassam Soleimani. Is that the same guy? Oh, no. Okay, so never mind. I don't know. So I guess the president of Iran is Hassan Rouhani, but the actual guy who died is Qassam Soleimani. And he got killed in an U.S. airstrike in Iraq. U.S. airstrike. Military. Sorry. So he is the military leader. The leader of, like, not all of Iran, just the military leader. So he died in an airstrike, and Trump killed him, and I'm pretty sure he died. I mean, sorry, he didn't die. I'm pretty sure he's a bad guy. I could assume that. And he was killed by a drone strike. So airstrike, so a U.S. drone strike killed him. And that kind of sparked a lot of things with Iran. And I don't understand. I don't know too much about politics, but I'm pretty sure Trump did a really good thing. I mean, like, he just killed a bad person. But people are talking about how it was bad, how he killed him so fast. I don't know the situation. So I'm just saying right now, I don't know too much about this. That's all I'm going to say. But from what I know is that I heard people are mad because he did it in such a fast way where it made the people angry. It made the Iranian people spark up, and that's starting kind of a war, and people are blaming Trump for that. Which, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't blame Trump. Trump literally did something good. He ordered the soldiers to kill him, and they killed him. I mean, they got the job done. I think that's really good. I mean, I don't know too much about this, though. That's just me, though. That's me. I don't know. Now, um, it's leading to a lot of debates about, like, a lot of stress about if we're going to have a World War III. And I just want to say, we have to look on the bright side of war, okay? Yes, war will cause casualties. It'll cause all these bad things. But then at the end of the day, we get a new Call of Duty game. I mean, new ideas. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. But Call of Duty, Iranian war, and they'll just have Trump's head on there, and it'll just show that. Yeah. But from what I know, from what I heard, is that the U.S. Army, compared to the Iranian Army, like, U.S. is number one in their military. And I could be wrong again. Everything I'm saying could be completely wrong, but from what I know, the U.S. military has one of the strongest militaries ever. We spend like $1 trillion. I don't know how much on it. I can see. U.S. military cost. Now, I hope you guys like when I search stuff up. I know some podcast people will search things up. So people are like, yeah, search it up. I like to know it. Other people are like, don't search it up. So I'm just doing the little bit. I'm not going to do too much. Basically, President Trump submitted his request to Congress for $639 billion in military spending, and $54 billion, which represents a 10% increase. Okay, here, let me just see. So 2018, it was $639 billion. So, oh wow, so not $1 trillion, but it's like a little over $500 billion. So that's a lot of money, and I know most of it goes to the Army and the Navy, and I think a little bit less goes to the Air Force, and then there are ones that just go to a lot of other things, and then we have like $400 billion I think it's like $200 billion just for like backup, because what we do is just in case there's not enough money in something, we have that backup money. I watched an entire video on this, and basically, one of the big things that Iran doesn't have is they don't have one submarine or one, like, water machine. Like, they don't have, what is it called, that one thing that goes in the water and it shoots missiles? I think it's a submarine. We have, I think, 3 or 4, like, and these are huge guys. Like, these are big submarine things. I don't know what they're called, but basically that's one of the weaknesses. And also, air is one of our strongest components when we fight. We have amazing air forces, and I heard Iran does not have the best. What they actually have is they have a lot of our stuff. They have so when Americans spend a lot of money in the military. That's because they're trying to keep up to date on everything and try to constantly upgrade. Well, the thing with Iran is that they have our stuff, but from a long time ago. I think people said they have like Cold War stuff, like basically meaning they have armory and weapons that are ours. Most of it's ours from the Cold War. So it's not as upgraded as ours. Obviously, it's kind of like them having like an iPhone 4 or an iPhone 6, while we have like the new iPhone XS Max, stuff like that, or the iPhone 11. And so we're constantly spending a lot more money. So that helps us. And again, with the Air Force, we have a really strong, huge Air Force, which is crazy. Iran, I don't think, does. And the reason is because they are used to fighting around each other. Like Iraq and Iran fought. I remember my dad had to fight for Iraq. He was forced to. He was drafted to fight. I heard, I could be wrong, from what my mom said, he had to serve 2 years, but it ended up turning into, sorry about that, camera cut out. So my dad, from what I know, talked to my mom, is that he served, I don't think women were allowed to work in the army, in Iraq at least, at the time. Between Iran and Iraq, but my dad had to, and basically he had to serve 2 years, but it ended up turning into 10. And he didn't serve on the front line or anything. He wasn't in that risky situation. I believe he actually taught as a math. So he was a math teacher his whole life, and I believe he taught as a math teacher in the army, which I'm not sure how that fully works, but I think he taught math in a way to help in the army, like. He was either just educating in general, or he was teaching math in a way that'll help the military. Because I was actually confused about that as well. What does math have to do with like the army? Which I mean sounds dumb. Yeah, you need math for creating all these things, but I'm talking about in war right now. If there is a war going on, I feel like what math would you teach that you need now? I'm not sure, but because of that, it kind of prolonged a lot of things, like in their marriage and all that stuff. Because I think that's when they were about to get married, and then it sucked. That war sucked, but hopefully nothing like that happens. I'm taking a management class this semester, and we just had our first class, and the teacher brought that up. And something important that he said was how the stock market reacts. The stock market reacts to anything that changes. So if the president even talked about a war with Iran, it'll start dropping. Every time we try to open our borders to China or whatever, our stock market goes a little bit higher. And this is the slightest little thing. Trump will talk about, oh, he kind of annoyed this country just a little bit, stock market drops down because they know news faster than anyone. Like kind of like a girl knowing anything about like the Kardashians, they are even faster. Any news that comes out about the president, there are people who are ready to take their stocks out, getting their stocks in. I think it's people selling their stocks and buying it, or it's just the stock market in general. I just know it collapses. And I think it was 2007, 2008 is when the stock market really crashed. I know the economy went down, and that's why a lot of people lost their jobs. Like my girlfriend's dad worked at GM. He almost lost his job, which I think is crazy. Just because of the economy, you could just lose your entire career job. Now, I'm not talking about you working at like McDonald's. No insult to anyone working at McDonald's, but it won't affect the economy too much. Now, you can get a job easier, but if your whole career is based on this job, and you've done training, you've done all these things, and you lose it, that can be hard, especially if you've been working for years. Maybe like imagine you've been working there for 20 years. That's mostly what you know, and all of a sudden you're forced to switch to another job. That sucks. That's hard, and especially if the economy in general is struggling. So you, let's say, lose your job at GM, but everyone else lost their jobs at Ford and Chrysler. What, are you going to get a job at Ford or Chrysler? No. If you couldn't even keep the job at GM because of the economy, they're probably doing the same for the other people. And that just sucks. And yeah, it's really bad. Moving forward about the Iranian war. And sorry, the reason why I brought up the stock market was because the stock market dropped a tiny bit, but not nearly as much. If they knew that there was going to be a war, that stock market would have dropped. And they are pretty smart when it comes to that. It's not like, the stock market didn't know. No, the teacher told me, so I could be wrong again. He told me that usually the stock market's pretty knowledgeable, and they're pretty precise when it comes to when it's going to drop and go up. And so that's like sounds like good news. Since the stock market barely dropped and there's a potential war, I think it's the media. The media scares people a lot. That's the thing I don't like about the media is I know a lot of people hate the media because, let's say, they'll talk bad about Trump and people like Trump, or they'll talk bad about Hillary. They like Hillary. Or they'll talk about, what else? They'll talk about maybe famous people, and people are like, I don't care about famous people. Maybe they'll bring up sad stuff. Like, they'll always bring up, I know this just sounds weird, but, like, a lot of times, like, my mom does not like when they keep showing murders or this bad thing happened. She always says, like, the news shows all these terrible things, and they'll never show the good stuff that happens a lot of times. They'll show a little bit. And it's not their fault. It's how the world is. They'll be, like, 9 times out of 10, whatever is important and eye-catching is always a bad thing. And it would ruin her day. It sucks. But the media likes to scare, though. They like to exaggerate everything. So that's just me trying to calm you guys down. Now, something else is that I heard that Trump is now on a hit list. There's a bounty for like $1 million or so to kill Trump from the Iranians, and that's scary. That's very scary. And something I do want to say is there are people like, this is what I heard from people. This is gossip, so it could be wrong. I heard some people, like Americans, support that, and they're like, we need a bounty for Trump because I don't like Trump. Let's say they're liberal or, or just don't like Trump in general, which that kind of annoys me because even if you're very conservative, you should support Trump, which obviously most people do, but now also liberals. If you're very left-winged liberal, you should also support, like, let's just say I was liberal and I hated Trump. I'm not going to want him dead. Or if I'm conservative and I want Obama, if I'm conservative and I hate Obama, I'm not going to want him dead. I feel like that's a little bit extreme. Like that, I don't know. I would never want anyone dead in general. That's something I hate. I don't like people wishing death on anyone. Like if there is someone, let's say, I don't know, let's just say there's a candidate and he's literally supporting everything I hate. He wants this to be free and he wants this to be like expensive, and maybe he's everything that I need, he's raising a tax on, and everything that I want him to pay for, he's making me pay. This is a random person. I would never want him dead. Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's so terrible. Like, why would you want someone dead? I don't know. It just seems bad. I get sad at that kind of stuff. But especially during war, you don't want your president dead, because that kind of like throws everything off, right? Like when you play chess, anyone knows how to play chess, you kill the king, you're dead. Like the whole game is done. Why would you want to kill your king? I mean, king and president, it's like the same thing almost, You don't want the president dead. But again, just to go back to the bounty thing, that's scary. Like imagine you're just walking regularly and you're like, someone can kill me at any point. That is scary. And again, this isn't like, oh, I got in a fight at a bar and someone's... No, you are the president. You don't have one person going after you. You have a country going after you. Like, that's scary. So that's the thing. I don't care what political party you're in. I feel like you should at least, like, have sympathy for that. Imagine just going to sleep every night going, like, I could die. Oh, that's scary. I'm sorry this is getting a little sad, but this is current events. Now, I want to talk about the hitmen in general. Now, a hitman is crazy. Like, I don't know how they do their job. Like, how do you... Okay, I'm sorry again. I found out why this keeps crashing. So on my computer, it'll say it has a power nap. So basically, since I'm not touching it, it'll take a nap at like 7.5 minutes, and it'll like just churn off everything that's connected to it. And my phone is connected to the laptop, and so now I turned it off. So hopefully, if that's the problem, it won't turn off again. So now let's just go back to Hitman. I just don't understand how this I just don't understand how someone is able to do that. Like, if you're a robot, yes, I get it. You have no emotion. You go to kill. But when you're a human, how do you throw all that emotion away? I'd be too scared. Like, you know how much security is after someone? Especially Trump. Like, that's the president. You know how much security is on that guy? Cameras and... Dude, that's I don't know. That's a little scary, to be honest. Like, your job is to kill this guy, and they're good at it. Like the JFK, yes, the Kennedy, sorry. He got shot by a sniper. Like, I don't know how they get away with it. Like, you have so much security, and the hitman was able to do it. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I just think it's absolutely crazy. Like, I don't know. I just think it's absolutely crazy how they're able to put away their emotion. Now, in my mind, my image right now when I'm thinking of a hitman, I don't know if you guys have watched Breaking Bad, but there's the hitman guy. I forgot his name. He's kind of an older guy. He looks like Walter White, the main character, but older, and he's just quiet. And I see the way I know it's a show, but he'll walk in, and then all of a sudden there'll be a person just casual, and then he takes him at the right time, like the person's walking, you can hear. Okay, he's coming in, boom, and then you just go and choke him out, or you'll put the gun in and go, shh. Like, he times everything absolutely perfectly so that it works his way. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's how they actually do in real life. I don't know. But that absolutely blows my mind. Now, continuing. Speaking of the stock market, when I told you guys about not worrying about the stocks, I want to talk about me actually getting a stock. I'm not sure how stocks really work, to be honest. I heard people doing Bitcoin. I don't really want to do Bitcoin. It looks too risky. I want to just do a casual stock. And I heard that when you have a job, you can actually it comes with a stock. I've heard something like that. Like, if I work at General Motors, I think they give you a stock. I'm not sure how that really works, to be honest. Like a share in the company, or... I honestly don't know, but I want to get a stock one day and just manage how it goes, and hopefully it'll go higher, lower, or whatever, and I can just start getting to know everything. And I don't know, that just seems cool. And I can always check my computer, and I go, oh, I'm having a good day. It went up 0.2%. Oh, I'm having a bad day, went down 0.5%. You know, something like that. I don't want to be too risky. I'm thinking if I put in money for a stock, I want to pay $100. That's my thing. Because if you do $10, you're not really going to make anything. I think $100 is where you can make some good money, and it's not too risky. You lose $100, yes, that's $100, but it's not crazy money. You know, it's not like you're putting $1,000 in there. I know one guy, he put in $10,000 for a Bitcoin. Like, that's a little crazy. $10,000? Jeez, I don't do that. But it could go up higher and higher, or it can crash. I don't want to deal with that. I would rather prefer, oh, I lost $50. Oh, I'm gaining $20. That's better for me. And I'm not sure what kind of stock I would want to put it in. I was thinking either putting it in a small stock, more like a small company, and that can be risky because they can shut down or they can go higher. So like, imagine I do it in like a little tiny store that's like let's say a technology store, and it just gets higher and higher and higher. Your stocks were this small, and now they're like doubling and tripling because that's how companies go. But if I put it into, let's say, Starbucks might get bigger, but how much bigger than it already is? So if it's at, let's say, let's just say it's at 5, let's just say it's points, and they're at 500 points, and they build more Starbucks. One whole new Starbucks is barely anything else. Like, they already have so many Starbucks. But if you were to go for a small company, the small company, if they built another store, that's probably their second store. They just doubled everything almost, and that's why your stock will double. But if you do Starbucks, you're not getting an entire share or something. You're getting like such a tiny percentage. This is if you spend a lot of money, you might get half a percentage. Versus that little small company, you might get 10%, and it's not that expensive. But it's riskier. Starbucks, what are the chances they're going to completely go out of business or go down? It's more stable. The other one, they might go high, they might go low. So that's what I want to talk about. Now, I want to talk about people joking about the draft. Now, that kind of annoys me. Everyone's making all these memes. Everyone's talking about the army and going, like the Call of Duty thing, or all those jokes about the army, and then they'll be like, when World War III comes in, and then people are talking about, like, I'm not going to get drafted. Listen, most of you people on Reddit and stuff are fat and nerds. Like, they're not going to need you. All these people who are complaining, who are going like, oh my God, I hope they don't draft me. Bro, you're like either you're 110 pounds scrawny or you're 300 pounds fat. All you do is sit down and you're commenting and watching videos and doing nothing else. Like, don't worry. They're not going to need you to be in the army, okay? We have better people to do the army for you. But what I want to also talk about is the people who are saying, well, I'm going to pretend like I'm retarded, and I'm going to pretend that I'm going to have this, and I'm going to pretend all these things. Like, you can actually pretend that kind of stuff. Like you're pretending that you're mentally challenged, right to the doctor, and doctor will look and goes, oh, that's interesting. You know, I have your medical record since you were born, and you've never had mentally challenged anywhere here. But now you're mentally challenged. They're like, yeah, no, I'm mentally challenged now. Like, oh, interesting. Well, I guess you're mentally challenged now. Now you are. Now you randomly became mentally challenged, because that makes sense. I don't know how people think. Sometimes it just makes, like, if they think as dumb as I do, I'm scared for them, because no one should think as dumb as me. But speaking of making dumb excuses, I can't join the army. I have a heart condition, so I can't lift too much weights. You know what I mean? Like, when I lift a little bit, my heart gets up, and I'm not even kidding. That's a heart condition, but I'm gonna use it. You know, some people, they say flat foot. They'll be like, I'm flat-footed. I can't really go long miles. I think that's okay. I think we'll take that risk with you. We'll get you flat foot, okay? There's that guy over there has no legs. I'm pretty sure you're better, okay? I think your flat feet are okay with joining the army, okay? Now, the last thing I want to end this with is storytelling. So storytelling is something I want to start, maybe. Just try how it is. If it doesn't turn out well, I might stop doing it. I might not do it. And if you guys like it, I might continue doing it. Who knows? Basically, I'm just going to do a improv. I have not thought this through, and I'm just going to think about a story. And since we're talking about war, I want to talk about me getting drafted to the Iranian war. So I'm going to just flat out just bring up a story. So now imagine this. Storytell time has begun. I get drafted to the war. I am looking through my mail and I go, oh, what does this say? U.S. government. Uh-oh. I open it up. Oh, what is this? You have been drafted to the war. I go, no, I don't want to do this. I hope they forget about this. So you know what I do? I throw it away. I get another mail. I throw it away. I get another mail. I throw it away. Every day I'm getting mail. I'm getting calls. I'm getting this. And actually, sorry, no calls. But I am getting mail. And all of a sudden, an owl comes in, throws the mail through my chimney. What the heck? Throw it away. Another owl comes in, throws more and more and more. All of a sudden, I look around. There are 50 owls all around me. More than 50, maybe even 100. And they're just throwing more and more mail. All of a sudden, I'm getting more than one letter. I'm getting thousands of letters all piled in my house. And I'm trying to get rid of all of them. But it just won't happen. And I'm like, oh my God. This is getting crazy. Stop giving me mail. I can't deal with this anymore. There are owls on my roof. There's owls everywhere. So you know what I do? I go in my car. I take everyone in my family, and we drive to an unknown place where no one knows where I am. And I drive to this faraway island where no one can know where I am. All of a sudden, I go to sleep, and I am all of a sudden woken up to the door busted open. Big guy comes in, hairy, big jacket, walks in, and he starts demanding, and he goes, hey, I've come to give you this letter. You need to join the army. And I go, I don't want to. And then he threatens me, and he takes out his umbrella, which is a wand, and he says, you have to join the army or else. And I go, okay. Now, if you guys have not seen Harry Potter, perfect. I'm a good storyteller. But if you have seen Harry Potter, you know I'm full of crap right now. But let's just continue. Now, I join the army. I have to be drafted. I'm a sophomore in college. I was supposed to do school. Who cares? You gotta take, after this semester, you have to be drafted in the summer. Crap. So now I have to take a break. I'm drafted for 2 years. So now, instead of after my 2 years I graduate, I have to finish the war. I go in there. I find a guy. His name is Louis. I go, hey, Louis. He goes, hey, Joey. He has this weird, he has 3 teeth. Very weird. A little special. I don't know. And he brought his own AK-47. Little strange. You weren't supposed to bring your own gun. I don't know where he got it from. And I talked to him and I go, hey, did you get drafted? He goes, yeah, I was so excited. And I was like, oh, you were excited about this? I did not want to do it. And then he goes, oh, I was excited. All of a sudden I look over, there's some guy, he's like, I was on Reddit making jokes and I tried to pretend I was mentally challenged and they said, no, we're not buying it. Now I'm here. And I was like, I knew it. You were one of those people. You weren't going to get away with it. But I didn't say that. And so now his name is Larry. So there's Larry. I forgot the other guy's name. Louis. Yes, Louis, Larry. All right? So now we kind of become best friends. Louis is 120 pounds. Very skinny. About 5 feet tall. Larry is 300 pounds. He is about 6'2", 6'3", 4". I don't even know how big. He's probably 6'3". He is a big, stocky man, and he is fat. He wears glasses and everything. It's crazy. He has a nice nose. I just want to mention that, by the way. And it's the 3 of us, and we're just hanging out at the army. We're going through training. We're doing all this kind of stuff, and Larry cannot pick anything up. He cannot. We had to do pull-ups. He almost died. He couldn't do a 1 pull-up. Then we tried to do push-ups. Did not work. Did not work at all. Found out that when he used to get out of bed in the morning, he had to use a bar just to pull himself up out of bed. Pathetic. Now, Louis was killing it. Now, as much as I go, oh, it's Louis, I was messing with him, he is very strong. I was surprised. And he was getting through everything one by one by one. Now, let's skip the training. We're done, okay? It's the 3 of us, all right? Now, we get to the war, and we're getting scared. Guess what? We're front line, so that's awesome. We get through the front line, and they tell us we got to march onto Let me just choose city in Iran. City in Iran. Tehran. So we're in Tehran, Iran's capital, 29th largest metropolitan area in the world, obviously. And we get there, and we're like, okay, this looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. And then we see a guy, Iranian soldier. He comes out of the bushes. He goes to shoot. He goes to shoot me. Guess what happens? Larry comes in and jumps and just takes a bunch of bullets to the stomach. And he absorbs it all. He's lying right there. Obviously, Louis shoots him. It's over. He got rid of that soldier. Now we're looking at Larry, and I look at him and I go, Larry, Joey, go on without me. I go, I'm never going to know. We're not going to go on without you. Oh my God, I can't believe you went through all this trouble. And he's like, don't worry. And Louis goes to report everyone, and I go to talk to Larry, and I'm like, listen, thank you for what you've done. You're always a brave soul. And he goes, no problem. It's what soldiers do. Can you do me a favor before I die? Yes. He goes, go on my Reddit and talk about how much of a badass I am. And I told him, I will do that. And he dies right there. Louis gets support from the doctor. It was too late. Doctor was already trying to help 40 other people. People were dying. This was the capital. This was a bad decision. We should not have gone to the capital out of all places. Terrible decision. I regret it to this day. I made it back safely. Louis did as well, but Larry will always be remembered. And that was my story time. How was it? If it was good, let me know. If you guys like me and, well, not like me. You guys don't like me. But if you guys liked what I did, just let me know if you want another one. And, of course, I'll try to do another one. And I'll see you guys later on Pio Thoughts. I'll stop.